Right, it's always a busy afternoon here on Lunchtime Live during the transfer window, and today is no different. I'm joined by Darmis Sheth for all the latest news. Darms, good to see you. Let's start with Chelsea first then. They've been busy again today, haven't they?
Yeah, another day, another signing. This one is a done deal. As you can see, Maxence Lacroix, the defender, has joined Chelsea from Crystal Palace in a deal worth £51 million. He signed a 6-year contract at Stamford Bridge after 2 years at Crystal Palace. But what are 2 years at Crystal Palace? They won the first trophy in their history in the FA Cup in 2025 and then followed that up with the Community Shield and then, of course, the Europa Conference League as well. He turned 26 a few days ago, did Lacroix. And this is a bit of a quiz question, actually, because this is the first time that Chelsea have signed a player for a fee aged 26 or over for 4 years since, believe it or not, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Wow.
He's still quite young. 26 is still a fantastic age, £51 million. And this is how Chelsea announced that deal.
Listen up, another transfer has landed. This time it's an untamable centre-back.
Qui dirigeait la ligne arrière et il le joue aussi bien que n'importe qui en première ligne.
First he crossed the channel and now he's crossed the river.
Puissance, vitesse. Today he's chosen to become a blue.
Chelsea fans, I give you Maxence Lacroix.
Bienvenue à Chelsea.
Love a good player announcement. That £51 million that Chelsea have spent for Lacroix means their spending has now gone through £250 million. They are now the Premier League's highest spenders so far in this transfer window, closely followed by Tottenham Hotspur on £237 million and Manchester City on £129 million. The majority of that, of course, was on Elliot Anderson, £116 million. But it should be noted here that Chelsea have also recouped over £100 million, not least from the sales of Marc Cucurella to Real Madrid and, of course, Andre Santos to Manchester United.
Yeah, lots of business with Chelsea at the moment, Darms. Let's move on to Bruno Guimaraes, this man here now who's expected to return to Newcastle at the end of the week. But of course, as we've been saying today, Eddie Howe not there anymore. Where does a potential move to Arsenal now leave Guimaraes?
I mean, just on Eddie Howe, I'm sure the last 2 summers would have taken their toll on Eddie Howe and may have contributed to the decision that he ended up making today, because if you remember what happened last summer, Alexander Isak saga, they thought they'd signed Hugo Ekitike as well, only for him to go to Liverpool. They thought they were well down the line with Benjamin Sesko as well, only for him to go to Manchester United. And then, of course, this summer, Sandro Tonali has left for Tottenham Hotspur for £100 million. They've also sold Anthony Gordon to Barcelona for £70 million. Add to that, they've tried to sign the likes of Victor Munoz. He's ended up going to Liverpool. So they've missed out on a couple of signings again. And now you've got the situation with their captain, Bruno Guimaraes. Now, there are lots of reports around where this deal is at. Some have said there's been club-to-club contact. As far as we're aware, there's been no club-to-club contact as yet between Arsenal and Newcastle United. And added to that, it's got to the point where, look, it's come as a bit of a surprise to Newcastle United, we think, that Arsenal haven't actually shown their hand officially by making an official bid. Behind the scenes, there is plenty going on because we have been reporting Arsenal via intermediaries have explored the conditions of a potential deal for Bruno Guimaraes. So that's the situation we're at the moment. As far as Arsenal are concerned, they are definitely very interested. Let's see if they end up making that official bid to Newcastle United for their captain. He's still on an extended break. He's expected, as you mentioned, to come back later on this week. Let's see how this one transpires. But Eddie Howe, of course, who's not the Newcastle United manager anymore, his final game was that game against Bristol City last night, that 4-1 defeat. He was interviewed after that game. He was asked about Bruno Guimaraes, and this is what he had to say.
I think we want to keep all of our best players. I mean, they're so valuable, and as I said numerous times, there's not many of them, and to get them is so difficult and develop them. So when you have them, you want to keep them. And Bruno's very much in that category. He's an outstanding player. On a night like tonight, of course, he'd have helped us. We've spoken numerous times. Assurances, I don't think you can push too hard for those. I think I've said many times, you want players that are committed. Bruno's always been committed here. His training performances, his game performance has been outstanding. Every time he's worn the shirt, he's played with the fans by his side. I'd love to see that continue.
Doms, another big talking point this summer has been the future of Vinicius Jr. Arsenal were linked. Is he staying? Is he going?
I mean, it says staying there at the moment. The information that we've been given at Sky Sports News is that Real Madrid are confident that Vinicius Jr. will be staying. And they are confident that he is going to sign a new contract to keep him at the Bernabeu beyond this summer. However, as far as Arsenal are concerned, I don't think anything has fundamentally changed, because the facts of the matter are, as we speak right now, Vinicius Jr. has entered the final year of his contract and he hasn't signed a new contract as yet. Real Madrid, for their part, will not want to see him leave for free. They know that within 6 months, he can speak to clubs outside Spain and sign a pre-contract agreement. In a year from now, he could leave for any club in the world for no money at all. While this situation is as it is, even though Real Madrid will display confidence that Vinicius Jr. will stay, Arsenal will be wise just to keep an eye on that situation, because as long as he's got a year left of his contract and he hasn't signed that new deal, Arsenal will be in the picture.
Darmus, thank you very much indeed. Welcome back. Let's get some more reaction to today's big breaking news that Eddie Howe has left his role as head coach at Newcastle. We've been hearing from Newcastle fans since the story broke, and they paid tribute to Howe but questioned the timing around him leaving.
I do feel genuinely gutted. That man goes down in absolute and utter history.
He's got my thanks, but the timing is bad.
He brought us to Champions League twice, won us our first trophy in 70 years. We have to say thank you.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I can't believe that they've waited, 66 days after the Fulham game.
Just one normal summer is all we're asked for. And you're right, the season's just over 3 weeks away. We'll play Liverpool. And yeah, I thought he might have went at the end of last season, in all honesty.
I'm surprised that the decision wasn't made either for him to walk away or to be removed in position, that it didn't happen sooner.
Just a mixture of emotions, really. Excited, intrigued, gutted, of course, overwhelmed, and a bit cautious as well with who potentially could be coming in.
Newcastle's all-time leading goalscorer Alan Shearer has paid tribute to Howe on social media. He's posted this picture of Howe with the Carabao Cup alongside the caption, "Thanks, Eddie, you gave us this day." And here's Howe's record in charge of Newcastle pans out. In more than 230 games in charge, he won 116, nudging that win percentage over 50%. And when it comes to Newcastle managers in the Premier League era, Howe's win percentage is second only to the late, great Kevin Keegan. Howe delivered Champions League football twice in 2023 and 2025. Last season's 12th place finish was his lowest, but he'll forever be remembered as the man who delivered a major trophy to Tyneside. Well, whoever takes over will have a tough start as Newcastle boss. Here's how their season begins. No European football for Newcastle this season, remember. They host Liverpool on the first Super Sunday of the season, before going face-to-face with Spurs and Sandro Tonali. Games against Bournemouth, Leeds, Hull and Coventry follow. Well, Howe was the Premier League's second longest-serving manager, with Mikel Arteta out in front. Remarkably, 9 clubs, including Newcastle, will go into the season with a